mind what gold was doing. It was a similar pattern to pound yen yesterday. It is 2:52 in the UK. I always use UK time because it confuses me if I start talking about time in Asia. So we've got a pullback here, and we had a massive move, and my bot caught the move, and it's all exciting, and BTC is the same. We can have a quick look at BTC, although I haven't looked at the chart properly on anything but the bot charts. So yeah, monster move on BTC. And we're in the middle of it, so it's still progressing, which suggests to me, sorry, it's updated now. I do apologise. I said I hadn't loaded the chart, so we're in a similar situation. The correct trade was around here and here. Well, I haven't looked at it on multi-time frame. This is 15-minute chart. I'd normally trade a 5-minute. But we can see what's going. It's pulled back to the center of the shy channel, although that doesn't mean an awful lot because I can't actually elaborate on the shy channels apart from the fact that these lines are on here. But what's the most important part of what I'm talking about is this. You know, I can't go long unless it's blue. I can't go long unless I'm green and green, which would have been around about here. And all of this is out of kilter now. So we're literally just, I wasn't going to analyze our BTC, and I'll close it down in a moment, but we can attach the lows that make higher highs, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. So this one isn't, well, it is long-term valid, but I want to attach it to the ones that break this. So here and here. So I'd normally use a line chart, which makes me laugh because people criticize people for not using wicks and all sorts. That's pathetic. You know, wicks have no value really apart from short-term scalping in on long-term charts. That is my opinion. But so line chart, if we look at the line chart, it looks different again. So all I do is see that has broken through. This is the higher high, so that's what I call valid support. This is this high has been broken by this, so I call this valid support. You could tighten it up, and all that is like moving averages. But and they do a better job of outlining price moves. We can see we've broken this level now. We're coming back to possibly test this, and until all this is correct, there's no long trade. That's it, simple as that. So I don't like trading BTC at all, to be honest with you, but let's have a look at gold again. Gold's a beast, so always be aware of that. And we can draw our line charts on here just to show you the downtrend is lower highs that make break lower lows, so that's valid. That one wasn't until this is broken, and so on and so forth. Now, and this, as you can now see, is the bare bones of a line chart 2B. That there is the last point that sellers, valid resistance, remember, is broken by buyers. And then I'd look at this, I'd look at this, I'd look at this, I'd look at this, and it's all good to go long. Until that is broken, I would only really scalp to that level using, this is a 15-minute chart, using the 1-minute and 5-minute chart. That then becomes a valid target. So looking at this now, effectively we want to see this whole scenario over here on the lower time frame. And also, we don't want to be trading against the rules here. So I don't intend to trade this. I'm going to hit the beach in a short while. But everything would have to look right. All of it needs to look right. We can go on the M5 chart. So M15 leads the M5. But as I said just now, this is now another 2B. like the blue line on the last one. That's the valid resistance level because it has broken this low, and the buyers couldn't hold the sellers. Simple as that. And until this is broken, I could have traded up to there. There's another 2B here I can see. And that's how we go. So now when and if, or if and when they break that, then we've got to look at all of this again on multiple time frames. It wants to be looking like this or this, and we will go down. So I'll draw another descending trend line on that, on the valid, what I call the valid levels. And then we will see another one, something like that, on M1. And there it is on M1. Let's get rid of that. No, that's the M1 line, isn't it? That's the line I want to be looking at. There. There. To there. And high, low, lower high, lower low. Sellers have broken the buyers here. That is effectively a new 2B pattern. And as I said before, if I'd have been wanting to trade this, I would have traded it from somewhere around here with a valid signal. There's the arrow to this level up here. And as you can see, it has tested the daily pivot, or the, should I say, R1 to the pip there really, although the wick will have gone through, no doubt. Yeah, pushed up through there. But as you can see, they just keep going, and there's another 2B here now. But this is probably one of the most important parts of what I do. Just tighten that up to that level now. I hate seeing messy descending and ascending trend lines. That will look better now on this particular time frame here, here, and here, and so on. So once again, we've got another 2B here. Apologies for that. There, and we could put, sorry about all this blueness, we could get rid of that one and put another one on there. And this is the crucial level. And then all the other stuff as well, we could put H1 opens and closes on here if I was considering trading it, and we can do all sorts of other stuff on it as well. But that's it, unless this looks right. Excuse me. So if it looks right on M1, you can trade to the M1 level. If it looks right on, and everything else looks okay. So hopefully that might have suggested some tiny little one word, as I say, can change a trader's life. Might have been one word there that might make you think a little bit too. So I'm not going to, I don't ever want to produce trade plans, because the last thing I want to do is bias your opinion. I know that's not the right expression, but affect your thought processes. You need to see this happen. You need to make plans like this. You need to think about why you've drawn the lines and the levels that you have, maybe in relation to 2Bs and 3CRs. I mean, 3CRs are always in my mind before I enter trades. And I don't, there's no need to muddy the waters with them for newer traders. You will, if you have these things on your charts, you will see price react to the various indicators that I use, Revelant, 3CR. All of these are free, thankfully, down to people like Dean and Aaron who produce them. They're all accessible. You'll have to use search and all sorts of other stuff. All accessible via my pinned tweet. Most are. Some of the later ones are not. But you just have to use search on my Twitter feed, X feed, whatever you want to call it, and you will find everything you need. So, you know, if you were considering longs here, say for example, because we got a 2B and a breaker there, I said yesterday in yesterday's video, all that the momentum indicators do is enhance and increase my confidence when considering entering basic VIX Brandio 2B rules. And I've modified it because I use the line charts, of course, now. But we've got to, whatever happens, we have to have a candle close above this blue level. Because if it hasn't closed, if you've got a wick, then it means it's held effectively. But again, that requires multi-time frame context analysis, because you've got to look at the time of the hour, the time of the 30-minute, the time of the 15-minute, the time regarding news, market opens, market closes, and all that sort of stuff. If you're over here, you want to see that this has been broken. Whenever any level of resistance here and here gets broken, expect it to pull back. So we can see what's happened here. It's come up and tested this area, and there's no momentum whatsoever. It's not ready to go, and that's all there is to it. All this tells me, and this tells me, and this tells me, and all my plans and analysis tell me, is that I've got to wait for everything to be correct. And timing is one of those things, or multi-time frame timing. So it's all context. It's all about context, which is why I made so many mistakes in the past, because I disregarded perfectly good trading systems, perfectly good indicators, and perfectly good levels on my charts, even to the point of Fibonacci levels and all that lot. I've studied them till my eyes bleed, as I've said. And until you understand how they all work together, then you will not sort of, I don't think you will have the confidence. Exceptional people do. There are exceptional people out there, of course there are. I'm not one of them. But I've got tenacity, I suppose the word is, never give up. So let's just put this back on the candles and see what's happening. So yeah, I mean, we almost tested that level. We're into what, this is the zone. As you can see, I've put the, I didn't know this was like that. I drew my levels on the line charts, but you can see almost to the pip, you've got the open and close of these candles, the green and the red, and it's a zone. Likewise, you've got a zone here. It's not quite, it could do with being the bottom, could do with being a bit lower, but I throw these things on because of practice. There's the R1 pivot, busted, but failed to close above it. Note, I talked about the close. You want to clear close above it, but then if it closes above it on M1, you need to check M5, because M5 may well look like that, and that changes the whole context. When you check M5, and let's say this is M5, and you look at M15 and you've got a wick and it's not close to it, that will be a significant thing to think about, in my opinion. So, you know, that's just me being ultra cautious. So, and all of this is wrong. So, what can I say, really? But this is where the Robin Hood comes in dead handy, because unless I don't even actually know 100% what Swingman did here and what these arrows represent. All I know is that they, you know, I live and breathe by that one arrow. That's the RSI histo bust pullback break and close arrow, as is the downwards pink arrow. And if I find an indicator that prints almost identical times as the RSI histo, then I wake up. Look at that, that's the 4 time frame Heikin-Ashi. I wake up, I stand up and look carefully at what that indicator is telling me. 4 time frame Heikin-Ashi. I thought I'd taken them off the charts, but I think that's it there. So just represents all red, all green. So that's it. That's my ideas on gold, based on the move first thing this morning. And unless this looks perfect for the longer term, we could do a nice ascending trend line connecting that with that and that. And this will act like a magnet to price. I'm not saying you should trade down to it, because that's not right either, and I wouldn't want to be trading down. I'm looking for absolutely 100% system trades, 3CR system trades to the long side on gold currently. I'm not even going to get involved in what if you were considering trading it short, or if I was considering trading it short. Actually, that is worthy of a mention. If price is around here, then we've got the daily open line here, and if, let's say, for example, we've broken this line chart level here, buyers are broken by the sellers, then that would be worthy of a cheeky little scalp, possibly. But that I shouldn't have even digressed. But you can't unsee this stuff, can you? You cannot unsee this stuff. And if we drop to M5, that whole scenario there will look more significant. That's the connecting lines there, and so on and so forth. And also in the up move, this trend line drawn on that 5-minute chart, there and there are connected, because this is this sellers area has been broken by buyers there, which makes this a valid connection point. Then this ascending trend line will affect price. So that's why I draw these things. That's why in my head, that's how I visualize where my scalping trade levels will be, where price will stall, and so on and so forth. So hopefully this has had a modicum or a minute's worth of value for you. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that lot. And I'm off to get in the sea again. Bye for now.